All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about 5 ways to improve your self-confidence as a man. Now, people use the term self-confidence, but I actually like the term self-efficacy because I think that self-confidence is kind of an ambiguous term. What does it really mean when it comes down to it? Self-efficacy means your belief in your ability to do something. So if you believe that you have the ability to take action and do something that's going to get the result that you want, you're going to do it more often, right? If you believe that you can do that thing or you can approach that girl or you can get that sale, then the likelihood is that you're going to get it, right? If you have the belief behind it. So I believe that when people talk about self-confidence, what they're actually talking about is self-efficacy. So we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can develop that self-efficacy or self-confidence in a real tangible way. So the first one is to put effort into your appearance. Now, at the time of recording this video a few weeks ago, I did a tweet about what's stopping guys from dressing like James Bond, basically. And the tweet actually went viral, became quite popular, and it got like 12,000 likes and 4,000 comments, I think. And there were 2 interesting comments or themes that I saw in this tweet time and time again from lots of guys. And those were, I don't have enough money to dress like James Bond, and I don't want to impress other people. Why would I want to impress other people? So let's talk about that a little bit. So first things first is you don't need a lot of money to dress well. Now, you don't have to wear a custom-made suit necessarily or get a really nice suit from a brand name label like Armani, Hugo Boss, or something like that. But you can start to choose better clothes that suit you, that suit your skin tone, that suit your body shape, that suit your overall appearance, and that jive with you and the kind of style that you want, right? So this idea that you need a lot of money is kind of stupid. It's like saying I can't drive a car because I can't drive a Ferrari, so what's the point in driving a car? It's absolutely ridiculous. And in my opinion, it's like a cope. Now, I personally love to dress in suits on a regular basis. This one in particular is like a custom-made suit. It's actually a lot less expensive than you would think. It actually cost me less to get this suit than it would to get a brand name off the rack and then get it fitted and tailored, right? So you'd be surprised if you get a relationship with a good tailor and get someone who can take your body measurements, you'd be surprised how inexpensive it will be compared to a suit that you get off the rack, because not only will you look 10 times better in it, but also it will last a long time. So the actual investment is, the ROI on your investment is actually quite high. So you can dress at whatever level that you want. It doesn't necessarily need to cost a lot of money, and it doesn't necessarily need to be super cheap either. It can be somewhere in the middle. But if you're thinking that you need a lot of money to dress well, then I would say that you're misinformed and that you're thinking about it the wrong way. And then the next thing let's talk about is that this idea that you don't want to impress others. So for me, that's another cope that guys use as an excuse to being a slob. So we know that everyone judges a book by its cover, whether you like it or not. It's not a very popular idea these days. Or you should like me for who I am. But the fact is that human beings, we are going to judge people based on the way that they look. You are judged all the time based on the way that you look and how you present yourself to the world, whether it's in relationships, whether it's friendships, whether it's making sales, whether it's getting a job. People are going to judge you by the way that you look, whether you like it or not. So why would you not want to put your best foot forward and present your best self to the world? Your best appearance and dressing well is a massive part, especially as a man, a massive part of presenting yourself in a better way to the world, especially because so few men do it. So if you're dressing like a slob and you're telling yourself, oh, well, I don't want to impress other people, then I would say that's a major cope. And it's a major obstacle that you have to be more successful in life, because I guarantee you're going to do so much better at job interviews. You're going to be way more attractive, and you're going to have way more opportunities in life if you present your best self to the world in the form of your appearance and just dressing better, right? So dressing better, being better groomed, having a sharp haircut, trimming your beard, all these kind of things, trimming your nails, making sure that you brush your teeth. I mean, I can't even believe that I have to talk about these things, but a lot of guys don't even do these basic things on a regular basis, and it really holds them back in life. So just putting effort into simply the way that you're dressing. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be obsessed with it, guys. Again, that's another cope. Oh, I don't want to be obsessed with my appearance. Like, these are basic things, guys. So if you're not willing to put in the effort, then you're going to severely hold yourself back in life. So first way to improve your confidence as a man is to put effort into your appearance, because guess what? If you have a better appearance, your self-esteem is going to feel good. You're going to feel good about yourself because you look good and you look the part. So in my experience, there's no easier way to develop your self-confidence than to present your best self, because you feel good about yourself. You respect yourself. And if you respect yourself, other people are more likely to respect you as well. How do you expect to be a confident individual if you don't respect yourself enough to present your best self? Think about it. It's very logical, right? If you don't respect your body enough to put in effort to make yourself look presentable and well-groomed, if you don't respect yourself enough in order to dress properly, then what does that say about you? And what does that say about the way that you perceive yourself? I would argue that you have a very low perception of yourself if you don't want to put your best foot forward and dress well. So that's the first way. The second way to improve your self-confidence, and this is talked about a lot, is, but it's very important, it must be underlined here, is working out on a regular basis. I don't know any other way to improve your self-confidence as quickly as working out and changing the way that you look on a regular basis. Now, you can talk about, oh, everyone should accept everyone for the way that they look and, my body, my choice and all this crack. But as a man, like no one, that is not going to cut it, right? Working out on a regular basis, changing your appearance is going to massively boost your self-esteem, not just because of your aesthetics and the way that you look in the mirror. Of course, that's going to help you feel better about yourself, or your bulging biceps or your six-pack abs. But the reality is, in my opinion, the most important part of working out on a regular basis that contributes to your self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, whatever you want to call it, is the fact that you are keeping your word to yourself and doing things that you know are important to you and that are going to contribute to your health, longevity, and quality of life. If you're going to the gym on a regular basis, it means you're a person who is consistent. It means you're a person who is disciplined. It means you're a person who respects themselves. So these character traits and these things that come with working out, it's not just about the working out on a regular basis. It's not just the aesthetic aspect. It's the fact that you follow through on the things that are important to you. Because if you're a person who looks good aesthetically, if you're physically attractive, you have a good physique, that means that you are willing to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, that you're willing to do things when you don't feel like it. Because I guarantee 100% of people who go to the gym on a regular basis and have a good physique are accustomed to going to the gym when they don't feel like it, because that's what it takes to work out on a regular basis. If you listen to your body every time it said, oh, we're tired, don't feel like leg day today, then you ain't going to work out and you'll be at the whims of your own impulses. But learning to exercise regularly means that you become much more a master of your own impulses and you're able to control them and that you're able to override them and do what's in your best interests. So working out on a regular basis is going to reinforce and feed your self-esteem because you're doing things that are in your best interest, looking better as well. So the third way to improve your self-confidence as a man is to go on adventures on a regular basis. Throughout history, men have gone on adventures. It's part of man's innate nature to conquer, to explore the world, to go and do things, to live a full, vibrant existence. However, what's happened is that in modern society, men have been encouraged to embrace this kind of secure, safe space kind of existence, like not to go too far out your comfort zone, and not to really go on adventures. And we're encouraged to stay indoors all day, sit on our laptops, play video games, all this kind of stuff, right? But as a man, that's going to lead to a very unfulfilling existence for you, because it means that you're not really following your instinct and drive as a man to go on adventures. Now, to be clear, going on an adventure can mean whatever you want it to mean. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to the Sahara Desert and drive through it in a rally car. It doesn't mean that you have to go mountain biking and you have to go crazy base jumping off an apartment block or stuff like that, or bungee jumping. But maybe it does mean that you go out and do things that you don't feel comfortable doing, things that are outside. But it maybe does mean that you go outside your comfort zone on a regular basis. Do things that you really want to do, that you're maybe a bit scared of or that you're unsure of, but you really love to do deep down in your heart, living a courageous life the life that you know you're capable of doing some things that excite you, going to places that you've always wanted to visit, enjoying new experiences. As a man, I think that these things are integral to your well-being and to your energy and vitality as a man. So for me personally, going on adventures means traveling the world, maybe taking up a new martial art and having another fight. Maybe that might mean that I'm going out to a hike, which is more difficult than the average. Maybe it means climbing a mountain. Maybe it means learning how to scuba dive. All of these things are maybe what interest me. They may not interest you. So whatever it is that interests you, and if you don't know, I would encourage you to take the time and just write down, what would I really love to do? Where would I love to go on adventures? And the reason why going on adventures is going to improve your self-confidence is because it's going to put you in stressful and uncomfortable situations. It's going to test you. But more importantly, your energy and vitality that you give off and that you project to the world is going to be much higher. Why? Because you're living a more fulfilling life. And if you're living a more fulfilling life, you're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to be more calm and you're going to be more centered as a man. So the next thing, the fourth way to improve your self-confidence as a man is to learn how to defend yourself. I can't emphasize this one enough. And there's really no shortcuts to self-confidence when it comes to learning how to defend yourself. Because when you know you can defend yourself, when you've been in the ring with another man who's trying to knock your head off and he's trying to hurt you, he's trying to really punch your lights out, and you can defend yourself, it changes the way that you carry yourself. It changes your aura. It changes the way that you project yourself into the world. It just makes you calmer, more relaxed, because you've been put in very uncomfortable situations and you've been tested many, many times and that you've stood up to the test. But if you don't put yourself in testing situations, regardless of the martial art, whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's Muay Thai, or whether it's boxing, is not really important. But what is important is that you get tested on a regular basis and your comfort zone is tested. And too many men are staying in their comfort zone. They're not stress testing themselves on a regular basis. And then they're wondering, oh, well, how can I get more confident? But you ain't going to get more confident if you sit at home all day and sit on your computer and play video games, bro. It's just not going to work. So you need to get out into the real world and be tested, and ideally in the crucible of being tested by other men. And I love boxing. Boxing is a great way, and it exposes your flaws and your weaknesses as a man. It helps you improve them because there's nowhere to hide. When you're in the ring with another man and he's trying to punch you and hurt you, then, there's really nowhere to hide. Either you give in or you sit there and stand and fight and learn how to defend yourself, right? So learning how to defend yourself is so important for your confidence and your vitality as a man, and just the way that you carry yourself. So I can't emphasize it enough. And then the fifth way to improve your self-confidence as a man is working on your self-image. So what do I mean by self-image? I don't necessarily mean the self-image that wearing a suit like I'm wearing or something like that. I mean the internal image, the image that you have of yourself on the inside. You see, we have two images. We have the image that we have, the way that we project ourselves on the outside, how you dress, how you're groomed, your physique, etc. And then we have an internal image, our self-image. And that's the conception or the perception that we have of ourselves. And so you may have a perception of yourself as the self-image of someone who, let's say, is not confident, who doesn't dress well, who is undisciplined, is lazy, unmotivated, whatever it is, you have a self-image of yourself, right? And so if you don't have certain results that you want in your life, it's because of your self-image. For example, if you don't go to the gym on a regular basis, it probably means that part of your self-image is that you view yourself as someone who's lazy, who's unmotivated, and maybe isn't disciplined. They may not be the words that you necessarily choose or resonate with you, but I guarantee you at some level, unconsciously, you have those beliefs. And the thing is, your beliefs will determine your actions and behavior. And so you compare that with someone who goes to the gym on a regular basis. They will have the self-image of an individual who's maybe confident, who's disciplined, who exercises regularly. Speaking as someone who goes to the gym on a regular basis, I have those beliefs, and that's part of my self-image. And so how does one improve their self-image and improve their confidence? Well, very simply, it starts with rewiring your programming that you have in your head, rewiring those beliefs that you have. And it can be as simple as writing down affirmations every day. And now in the beginning, when you're writing down affirmations and working towards improving your self-image, you may think that it's silly. You may, oh, well, this doesn't work. This is not reality. But the reality that you have right now isn't the one that's serving you. It's the reality that's based on your beliefs. So are those beliefs objective reality, or are they just a set of beliefs that don't serve you? I would say that they're just beliefs that don't serve you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's objective reality. The only reason the reality that you have right now is because of the beliefs that you have. Therefore, why wouldn't you want to change those beliefs and create beliefs that are going to serve and empower you? And in the beginning, you might not see the results of these new beliefs that you're writing down every single day. For example, if you wrote down, I'm confident, I'm a disciplined individual, I am an action taker, and I would encourage you to write in the present tense and write down words that resonate best with you. And keep these words simple. But over time, you will start to really internalize these words if you write them down every single day. Write them down 10 or 15 times a day, for example, every single day. And over time, you will start to internalize these ideas and they'll become part of you. You have a self-image whether you like it or not. So you may as well start to actively create the self-image and cultivate the self-image that you want. And if you feel like that it doesn't reflect reality or it's not real, these things that you're telling yourself, think about going to the gym. Would you give up going to the gym after a week because you can't bench press 300 pounds? Or do you know that going to the gym takes time to get stronger? And over time, you'll start to see those results as long as you show up. It's the same with creating your self-image and creating new beliefs that empower you. So if you want to develop more confidence, you have to think that you are a confident individual, and you might not buy into it at first, but I encourage you to put those doubts to one side and think about, okay, what are the traits and how does this person who I want to be, how do they think? How do they view the world? What are beliefs that they have? And so start to think about those and start to write those down on a regular basis. So in summary, what are these 5 things that you can do as a man, 5 ways to improve your self-confidence? To recap, they are: put effort into your appearance, work out on a regular basis, go on adventures, learn to defend yourself, and work on your self-image. Thanks for watching, guys.